Good day, everyone. It's Kyle here with a Tfuel price action update. And Tfuel's actually looking quite strong here right now, looking even better than Theta itself. So if you didn't catch my Theta price action update, feel free to go back and watch that, as I did put one out today. And right now, we see Tfuel coming into contact with the 0.618 of the Fibonacci retracement. And not even Theta's doing that just yet. But that is, for those of you that follow along with my TA, you know that I do pay very, very close attention to these levels, especially coming off the heels of a daily downtrend, as these areas can be used by market movers as a bull trap. They can very commonly be found as a kill zone. And so to see no major heavy selling coming in just yet is encouraging. But of course, you also know that I look for those daily candle body closures above these major areas before I get excited that there's not going to be a bull trap initiated. This daily candle right now has 6.5 hours remaining, but is looking quite strong so far. Now, we also see when we look left on this horizontal that in this area here, we saw price action float up to it. Major rejection was found to the downside. And it was the same thing off this wick right here. We saw price action wick up to it. Major rejection to the downside. We see a heck of a lot of price action dancing around it here. And we see some wicks in this area as well. So it's certainly not an unreasonable area to be paying very close attention to. And it would be very encouraging to see this candle get up above it and close up above. And it's looking like it's going to give it an honest shot. Now, if we do get the daily candle body closure above this area, I'm going to be looking to the bottom side of this liquid zone coming in at around the 40-cent mark. If daily candle bodies start to close up above that, then likely a test of the top side of this liquid zone coming in around 56 cents, 56, 57 cents, somewhere in that area there. Ultimately, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price action to get above this liquid zone and confirm it as support. When you look left, you see that price action got into this area and did not stay there very long, and ultimately led to a blow off top for Tfuel and just fired price action disgustingly to the downside. I mean, when I stretch the price range tool here down to this wick here, it was a 74% retracement. That is savage. Not for the squeamish. But if price action is able to get above those levels and confirm it as future support, then we have some really fun targets to be paying attention to, and perhaps these targets get realized around Mainnet. But of course, this is getting multiple steps ahead. We need to see what Bitcoin does, the rest of the market. We have a weekend incoming and then a new trading week to follow. Lots can happen in that amount of time. But based on the way the market is positioned right now, it's fair to talk about some of this. I mean, I do see a case for Tfuel to potentially get up above these levels. Of course, I'm not looking at a crystal ball. That's why I look for those confirmations and let price action speak to me. But if price action starts confirming this liquid zone as future support, of course, it has to break it first, then we can look up to the 1.414 of the Fibonacci extension. That is coming in around the 75-cent mark. And this is a very common area that institutions use on traditional assets. I see these areas get hit all the time with Bitcoin when it resolves, when it gets above these liquid zones. And typically, they're not reversal points either. You'll see price action hit those areas, kind of hesitate, consolidate down below, but usually it doesn't reverse price action. Another more common target is the 1.618 coming in around 83 cents. So in other words, if price action is able to get up around that 1.414 and just kind of hesitate, just know that's a very common target, and that the 1.618 is likely in the cards next. And that would be, like I said, around that 83, 84 cent mark. Now, again, that's usually not an area where price action will reverse. A more midterm target, I'm not sure if these ones would get hit necessarily by Mainnet, but they could, would be the 2.272. And that's coming in all the way up over $1, around $1.11. Very interesting. And up above that is the 2.618, which is coming in around. Ooh, this mouse I have, it's really wearing out. I bought these cheap mouses off of Amazon, and I see why they're cheap now. They're pretty cool looking. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that. Pretty fun looking mouse here. It lights up. It's like a spaceship. I used to use a Naga Razor. That was a good mouse. This one, kind of cheap. Not really worth the money. I'm going to be buying new. Anyway, who cares? Let's get back to what's important, and that's Tfuel right in front of us. So another midterm target, very common target, is the 2.618 around $1.25. Now, if we see some crazy Pumpinacci action come into the market here and massive green lightsabers to the upside, well, a blow-off target can be, I've seen it happen before. This doesn't happen all too often. Not usually one decisive blow, but if we got some major spike of volume like this and a crazy candle to the upside, well, usually the blow-off would happen around the 3.618. That's coming in all the way up $1.68. Now, I just gave out a lot of targets there. That's a lot of excitement, a lot of steps ahead. First of all, we need to see theta get through the 0.618. Then it has to get through this liquid zone. As you can see, last time it was in that liquid zone led to great peril. So of course we need to see those steps take place first before we start getting really excited by those targets. Now let's talk about some areas to watch to the downside. So we can see that Tfuel has taken out the 0.382, and we saw it close above the the 0.5 right in this area here. You can see it got just up above it. This wick confirmed it as support, and now tangling with the 0.618. So now we can look to those areas to play defense to the downside. So if price action was to roll over here, we'll look to the 0.5 to hold support, which is coming in at let's see if I can line up this faulty mouse here. Right, somewhere between 35 and 36 cents would be fair. So if price action kind of just drifts down there, we look for that to hold support. Down below that, we see some interesting things happening with the moving averages here. As yeah, this is actually looking really good. We're seeing all the lower periods begin to cross through the higher periods, and the 10, 21, and 30 are looking for bullish crosses here as well. And if that happens, we're going to have all major moving averages back in a bullish posturing. Really nice look, because those will like to play defense to the downside as well. And where's that all happening? I don't want to put a horizontal on there necessarily, because there is a bit of confluence with price action actually. Let's go ahead and just stick one there. Looking left, we can see some confluence here. We can see some confluence on these wicks here. Yeah, why not? So we can look to 32 cents as potential support, and then down below that, we'll look to the 0.382 as support coming in around 30 cents. So those are some downside areas to pay attention to if Tfuel decides to roll here. But it's looking probable to me that things are going to move to the upside. Let's check in on the momentum oscillators. RSI looking great. So RSI was in the bearish control zone here. Got spat back out, rolled over, found support on the edge of the bearish control zone, and now is looking for an official test of the bullish control zone. So another quick little tip I can give you guys is that usually when I see this kind of signature where an RSI comes and tests that bullish control zone for the first time in a while, especially off the heels of a daily downtrend, it's not uncommon to see it reject on the first pass, float back down, test the EMA here before it officially gets into that area. Now, it can get in there right here, right now, most certainly. But if you see it reject here and kind of just float down to the EMA, find support, and then get into the bullish control zone, that is actually a very powerful signature and a very common signature. So maybe price action kind of just drifts along here as the RSI does that behavior. But if you see that happen, just know it's very common. It's actually quite a powerful read. So a little bit of a pointer there for you. Down here in the stochastics, they're just simply looking good. I mean, they're getting in the bearish exhaustion zone, but being that Tfuel's on the verge of breaking some major levels here, I just see that as strength at this point in time. Down below in the MACD, we saw a bullish cross fired off about 6 or 7 days ago, looking good. And we're seeing the fast line actually cross through the zero read of the y-axis, and we are getting a nice solid bar of positive momentum here on the histogram. So things are looking promising here. Of course, not a crystal ball. That's why I look for the confirmations. That's why I offer up very important areas to watch so that we can make actionable plans based on the technical analysis before us. Anyhow, hope you guys are having a good day out there. Thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video. Looking forward to seeing the next one. And until I do, have yourself a powerful day.